What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about Jesus Coin today. Yet again, lovely to talk about, man. What a great day we had yesterday. Yeah, man. Closed with a 12, almost a 13% day in the green. We're up already today 5%. We were up 11% at some point, but we came down. What's really nice is that yesterday we closed right above the 60, right above the bullish area of control, and that's kind of like step one in like a series of steps that we need to confirm that we're getting ready to stop consolidating and breaking out of this range here. Something else I want to point out is that on the volume here, on the daily, it doesn't look super significant, but mind you, we're only about 6.5 hours into the new day. We already have more volume than the last 4 days did, right? By the end of today, we'll probably likely have more volume than this day, maybe even more volume. Who knows? By the end of today, guys, we could genuinely be at new all-time highs. And maybe we won't. Maybe we'll be in the 4s and the 5s, right? The 6 zeros 4, 6 zeros 5s. Maybe we'll be at new all-time highs. Who knows? But things are getting ready. So beyond the fact that volume is starting to come back in a little bit, I think we saw our lowest points of volume in this consolidation phase, which when you consolidate, one of the telltale signs that you are getting to the end of that consolidation is whenever your volume is dying off completely. When the volume comes back in, you're no longer consolidating, you're getting ready to break either up or down, right? And I think we are getting ready to break up. From top here to bottom, another step that was crucial in kind of determining that we're going to go higher is breaking this 382. And if we look at this on the 4-hour, you can see we were held down by this 382 for a little bit, and we broke through it clean as day, man. Clean as day, had the volume to follow through with it. Beautiful. We're finding support on the 0.5. The kind of final piece in this puzzle, besides breaking the all-time highs itself, would be getting above this 6 zeros 4 level. Yes, it's a little bit below the 4. It's 6 zeros 3984, I believe, but let's just call it 4, round number, just to get it there. Once we're above the 4, once we get a day, a 4-hour, a whatever, maybe not an hour, maybe not a 15-minute, but a 4-hour or greater candle to close above this 618 area, I think it's on. Like I already think it's on. But it won't be like this. It'll be like this. Like genuinely, it'll be like that. We have 6 days left until the burn. I am planning on selling by the burn. For those of you who aren't, to each their own. We all have our own opinions, and I can be wrong, right? That's why none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I've been holding this thing long enough. I do think that we're going to see a buy the hype, buy the rumor, sell the news event. There are a lot of you out there, I've been seeing this a lot, that people are saying, and I promise you, I'm not. If you're one of these people, I'm not picking on you. I'm not singling you out. There are multiple people who have said the same thing, that the price of the burn has already been priced in, right? So any movement up we're getting now is likely exchange buying, and maybe that's the case. Maybe it's not the exchanges buying. Maybe it is the burn still. Maybe it's neither. Maybe it's both. Who knows? But all I know is, and I like to compare this to Dogecoin. It's because it's like the one that sticks out in my mind the most, but there's plenty of other instances where this happens, but what I'm trying to say is that everybody and their mom, their grandma, their friends, they might not have ever bought Dogecoin or known anything about it, but we all knew that Elon Musk was going to talk about it on Saturday Night Live, right? Whatever night that was, that fateful night, in like May or something, 2021. Maybe it was June, I forget. Or late, I really forget. Oh, come on. What is it? It was May. Yeah, it was in May. I thought so. But everybody knew that he was going to talk about Dogecoin on that Saturday Night Live edition. And the price literally pumped not a month before. I mean, it pumped a month before, but it didn't find its high a month before. It didn't find its high a week before. It didn't find its high 12 hours before Elon Musk started talking about it. It found the high while he was talking about it. Literally, as the news event was happening, something that everybody knew about, and it was so insignificant, right? Like a celebrity's talking about it on Saturday Night Live, and every person who watched that episode, they were already aware that celebrity was talking about it. Really not a fundamentally, he's just talking about it. It was a bad skit too, like it made a lot of people cringe. It really wasn't done well, and everybody expected that it was going to be this great thing for Doge. And the truth of it is that was the catalyst to drop it down, right? And it really wasn't a big deal on the fundamentals at all, but it was still an event that everybody knew about. And for some reason, the psychology, markets are all about psychology. The psychology of the individual thought the price would do good around there. It's the same thing with the burn. It's not that big of a deal fundamentally speaking. All these coins that are getting burned are already removed from circulation. It doesn't matter, right? Just like Elon Musk talking about it, that really doesn't. He's been talking about it for years before that, or at least a year before that. It really doesn't matter, right? Everybody who watched that show already knew that he was going to talk about it. They already knew that he'd been talking about it. It's not like this was some new thing. It was the first time he ever talked about it, right? It wasn't a fundamentally altering event for Dogecoin. This is not a fundamentally altering event for Jesus Coin, but it will still probably pump into the event. And I don't think it's priced in yet. And I very much do expect that we're going to see a drop afterwards. Maybe it's the day of. Maybe it's a week after. Maybe the price goes up 2x, 3x beyond the burn, and ultimately it still crashes down. I don't know. All I know is in about a week's time, guys, I will be getting off the ship. I will be selling my Jesus coins and cycling them into other things. If it goes up, if it goes down, whatever, of course, I will still talk about Jesus Coin, but these day-to-day updates are probably going to drop off a bit. I might step back from Jesus Coin, and that's nothing. That is no offense to the community. I love the community. I'm here to stay, but I might, take a second away. It's like, when my channel was first starting out, I talked about Bitcoin Cash every single day, and Bitcoin Cash was really exciting then, but ever since I made my purchase on Bitcoin Cash, ever since I made my last purchase, it's just been moving sideways, consolidating for months. Like, I took a step back. I haven't talked about it every day. A little bit more recently because I think it's going to break out. But I digress. What I'm trying to say is, don't think for a second that me selling or me taking a step back is going to mean that I don't have faith that this thing has more in it than just the burn. I absolutely do, and I plan on using that money, the profits, to cycle back into Jesus Coin. But I also have some other cryptos that I'm looking to buy as well. So. Enough about my personal life, though, man. What I'm really trying to say, guys, let's go over it again. Closing above the 382, big deal. Very big deal. Definitely one of the three kind of things that I'm looking for is closing above that line. And the follow-through we got, nice to see. Closing above the 60. We did yesterday, and today it looks like we might be doing that as well. Big deal, definitely a big deal. That's two things that are big deals to kind of signify that we are breaking out of this consolidation phase. The last big deal, and probably the biggest of them all, is getting above the 618. Really, I guess the biggest of them all is breaking out to new all-time highs. But I think if we get a positive reaction with this 604 level, it's on, guys. It's on to 5 zeros, the land of 5 zeros. It's on, and I don't care what price does. I don't care if it hits that tomorrow or today, right? I'm still going to hold until the burn. I'm personally, my plan is the same here as it was here, as it was here, as it was here, as it was here. On every purchase that I made was that I'm going to buy and I'm going to hold until the burn. I'm going to buy the news, I'm going to sell, or I'm going to buy the rumor, I'm going to sell the news. And there are times where that doesn't work out, but 90+% of the time, it tends to work out well. And if I'm wrong, I suppose worst case scenario is we shit here, right? We just go down right here. But if I'm wrong and price continues to grow after the burn, awesome. Good job. Good job to anyone that held it. I will be doing my best to try to convince you to sell and take profits, because anything growing after the burn, it won't be long-lived, man. It really won't be long-lived. And if we hear an exchange listing, like a bigger exchange listing, that should be a sign that things are getting ready to cool off. Generally with new exchanges, especially when this thing it's on Poloniex, but it's not like able to trade on Poloniex as far as I know, right? And it's on Bitmart, I think. Very low liquidity exchanges. If it gets put on something bigger, that's gonna, that's, the exchanges are buying down here. Maybe they bought down here. When it gets listed, they're not going to be buying anymore. They're going to be selling it to you, who's buying it on the exchange. And then the price drops, and then you sell it back to them. And then the price goes up, and then when it's at new all-time highs, you buy it back, and they sell it to you, and then it's this vicious cycle. But all I'm trying to say is, even if I'm wrong, I will, I'll definitely keep you guys up to date and probably try to convince some of you to sell. Not financial advice, right? You do whatever you want, but the whole reason we bought this coin, you guys, at least why I bought this coin, was so that I could turn a little bit of money into a lot more money and do some good with it in my life and for the lives that are around me, So that's the purpose. and you can't do that if you don't take profits. So just being real, I don't think the burn is priced in yet. I do think that we have more to go. I think we have at least like a 2 to a 3x left in the bag, in the tanks. I mean, going all the way up to 501 is almost a 3x in itself, so maybe even like a 3x to a 4x is safe to say, but probably closer to that 3x if I really had to guess. Yeah. But that's all I got for you guys. So if you like the video, hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like to see more. I really appreciate everybody for the day in and day out support, and things are looking exciting, guys. I think this is definitely a big deal. You know, something again I hadn't really talked about, but it's just something I noticed today is this volume right here. It doesn't look significant, but it's the most volume we've seen in 4 days. We saw some of the lowest volume we saw here and then here, and we've got dramatically higher volume than we do. Like, it's the second highest day in the last week, and we are 6.5 hours into this day right now. So a lot of potential that today, by the next video, guys, this thing could be a lot higher from here. You know how it likes to move. And if we're looking at the Heikinashi real quick before I finish off completely, right? Whenever you were phasing up, your next phase up, right? Consolidated and you broke out to the upside, came back, found support, whatever, but when you're going up, you had these small bars for like 4 days, and then you had a bigger bar, right? And you were starting to move faster. Here, small bars for 2 days, bigger bar, and that was the start of your onslaught to the upside. Well, 3 days, kind of small. Today is our bigger bar. Today might be the start of our final slide up until the burn, right, is what I'm thinking. And it could go higher. It really could go higher. Maybe it doesn't go this high. Who knows? But again, all I'm saying, man, I'm going to sell the burn. So I like this chart, man. I really like this Heikinashi. It gives me a lot of faith that we, like, today could be the day, guys. If not today, sometime this week. But that's all I got for you. If you like the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you'd like to see more content. And I appreciate all of you very much. Take care. Bye-bye.